The hijab controversy affecting 10 schools in Ilorin, Kwara State still lingers. Today on the show, we're going to be having the proprietor of one of the affected schools and also a representative from one of the state Islamic bodies to share the perspective. And the reason why we're talking about this is because these pupils are about to write their SSCE exams in a few weeks. And unfortunately, they have not been allowed to go to school. And this obviously is going to affect their examinations. And we're quite worried about the fact that they've been unable to resolve this issue as we speak. So right now we have two guests. First, we have Reverend Dr. Dada, who is the president, Kwara Baptist Conference, and the proprietor of the Baptist Secondary School, Surulere, Ilorin, Kwara State, joining us on the show. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show. And we're also going to be having Alhaji Ibrahim Abdullahi, spokesman of the Kwara Muslim stakeholders. But we're going to start the conversation with Reverend Dada. So, Reverend, we got reports that so far the government of Kwara State has instructed that these schools must reopen, allowing these pupils with hijab to start. Why have you, your school and others refused to open schools even after the government have directed so?
The government of Kwara State ordered that the school be reopened and asked them to wear hijab. The reason why we are doing what we are doing is simply because Kwara State government is not respecting the rule of law. We all know that if a matter is in the court, the status quo must be maintained. This case is in the court. The court has not given a judgment, and the state government is already making a pronouncement. And of course, you know that that's contempt of the court.
Are you suggesting that these pupils were not wearing hijab before? Is that the status quo before the issue was taken to court?
Yes, the issue that we took to court was the issue that the state government should give us back our schools. These are mission schools. These are government grant-aided schools. The missionaries and the churches started these schools, and we have been operating it and running it over the years. Some of these schools have existed for 70, 80 years, and we have a uniform that we've been using right from then. How come that somebody is now saying you want to wear compulsory hijab in the mission schools that we have been operating over the years, and hijab was not part of our uniform?
Let's be sure, hijab is not the issue in the courts. The issue in court is ownership. Is it private or is it the government? That's the issue in court, not the hijab, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Alhaji, are you there?
Thank you very much. I'm on with you.
How did this issue of hijab controversy start from your end? We've heard from the Reverend.
Okay. It started in 2012.
Okay.
And it was not a hijab issue.
Okay.
It was the visit of CAN members in Kwara to the former governor of Kwara State, requesting that their schools be handed over back to them. Okay. And the governor asked them, which schools? He said the Christian missionary schools in Kwara. And in 2019, September 19, Court of Appeal delivered judgment that the schools are public schools, run on public expense for the past 45 years or so. They can never be returned because they have been government property. Okay. So that's how they lost for the second time.
Okay.
They didn't bother to go to Supreme Court up till now. And I can tell you that they have not gone to Supreme Court. How hijab matter started was the fact that since they lost the case in September 2019, they started removing hijab from the heads of Muslim students. Before then, Muslim students in all these schools and other schools, including government established schools, they've been using hijab. They've not been stopping them from using hijab. But to show that they are frustrated about the two judgments, they started removing hijab from the heads of the Muslim students. Okay. So it's because they didn't take action. We now believe that we should follow our children to their various schools and enforce the court judgment of their fundamental human rights.
The Muslim schools that you highlighted, do they allow Christians come into the schools without having to wear hijab?
Most Muslim girls are not compelled to wear hijab to Muslim schools. The standard has been that for any willing female student who puts hijab, she must be allowed in Christian schools, in Muslim schools, in government-established schools. They are free not to put hijab if they don't want to put it.
Let me move back to Reverend. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I'd like you to respond to what Alhaji Abdullahi said earlier concerning the court judgment that is standing and the fact that these pupils had always worn hijab. That was 2019 that these Christian missionaries started removing the hijabs from them, and that's what started the problem.
That's a very wrong assumption. There wasn't any Muslim girl wearing hijab in all our mission schools right from the time of inception. That has never happened.
So have you taken this case to Supreme Court, yes or no? Have you filed the report?
Yes, the case, you know, when they say we just went to Supreme Court, the case that have been appealed since 2019, and he said we are just going there. The facts are there. The governor had the facts.